Alright guys, just saying here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And today we're going to be looking at the EZA for the Trunks and Mai, who are getting their EZA very soon on Global. It comes out in about a week, alongside the Goku Black and Zamasu, who we did already do a showcase on yesterday. So if you want to check out that, I'll leave a link to it on the screen. But yeah, they're getting their EZA soon on Global, so I want to do a showcase on them to see how they're looking, because a lot of people have called them, like, not good and maybe kind of mid. And while I do think in comparison to the Goku Black and Zamasu, they are a little weaker, I do not think that he is bad at all. I think he's going to be able to provide a lot of use for you, especially if you take him in an event where there's a Future Saga enemy. And he does have stunning going on in his passive, so he could be useful in Super Battle Road and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, overall, I still think he could be pretty useful, but we'll see in the video, right? So, yeah, before we get into his details, though, just make sure you guys like and subscribe. Keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you guys want to skip around to the Legendary Vegeta event or the Red Zone test, absolutely feel free to do that. And, I mean, yeah, without further ado, let's get into this guy's kit. So starting off with his leader skill, it is Time Travelers, category Ki +4, and HP attack and defense plus 150%, or Super STR type Ki +4, and HP attack and defense plus 100%. So, I mean, not really a great leader skill right there, but, I mean, I'm not really expecting much. It's just a summonable LR's EZA, so typically these leader skills don't really get to anything crazy. And then onto his super attack effects, he greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage with a medium chance of stunning the enemy on his 12 key. And then on his 18 key, he greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to enemy, and then has a high chance to stun. So there's the stunning that I was talking about. It is a high chance to stun on his 18 key as well, so it is pretty reliable. I do think you're gonna, it's a coin flip, so you're gonna get it off most of the time. And if you build him full additionals, which I do suggest you do, you could try to get the 18 key off, the stun in the 18 key off, and then you can get the additional, and then you have a 30% chance to stun with that. So just a lot of stunning going on, and I do like that, right? Because stunning is a pretty useful ability. And then he is also getting that 50% defense on 12 and 18 keys. So, I mean, if you get an additional, his defense is just going to exponentially increase. So, for sure, really good right there. And then moving on to his passive skill, he gets attack and defense plus 70%. And then he gets an additional Ki +1 and attack and defense plus 20%, up to 140%. It's a very big number. Per Time Travelers category ally on the team. And then he gives superclass allies attack and defense plus 30%. And then he gets Ki +6 and a high chance of evading enemies' attack just in general when there is a Future Saga category enemy. So, alright, starting off with this, the 140% attack and defense. You pretty much want to make sure he's on a Time Travelers team, because that is obviously a very big number. And, I mean, 140% attack and defense combined with his just 70% base attack and defense, I think that's going to get you to some pretty high stats. So, I mean, yeah, with that alone, that's for sure pretty good. He is also supporting superclass allies for that 30% attack and defense, so that's for sure really useful. And then the 6 key and high chance to dodge. I mean, you have to be facing a Future Saga enemy, so I don't really think you're going to get that active that much. But, of course, if you take him in a specific Super Battle Road stage or anything like that, or maybe an Infinite History stage, you could have this, so I guess it's cool he at least has it. But it's, I don't know, I really feel like you're not going to be able to utilize this that much. But anyway, moving on to his links. He has Brainiacs, Cold Judgment, Prepare for Battle, Courage, Dismal Future, Fierce Battle, and then Legendary Power. So things like Brainiacs and Cold Judgment are extremely good, because that's, I think, 40% defense, because this is 15% and then 25%. So yeah, that is 40% defense just from links. So, I mean, that's a lot. And then 5% from Prepare for Battle. So, he's getting 45% defense just from his links. So, I mean, you really want to make sure you've got those links active with this guy. But, I mean, these aren't like the worst links, right? Stuff like Brainiacs and Cold Judgment and Prepare for Battle are pretty common. And then Fierce Battle and Legendary Power are really good. I think the only bad links are like Courage and Dismal Future. But as long as you're running him on a, you know, on the team with the right people, you should be able to have those 2 links active majority of the time. And then moving on to his categories, he has Future Saga, Time Travelers, Joined Forces, Revenge, Battle of Wits, and then Warriors Raised on Earth. So, Global, we're not going to have Warriors Raised on Earth. That is only for JP right now, because they have the Yamcha celebration. We don't. But their best team right now, I would say, is probably Future Saga. And everything else, you're not really going to be running them on, because you do need that Time Travelers restriction. So, I mean, Future Saga and Time Travelers, I guess. Those are really the only 2 teams you're really going to be running him on, because you can't really run a full Time Travelers team for Battle of Wits. You can't really do it with Revenge. I don't think you can do it with joined forces either. So for sure, Future Saga and Time Travelers are really the only categories you're running him on. And I mean, he doesn't really have that many categories to begin with, so that does kind of suck that he's really restricted just to those two, but I guess it is what it is. And then, yeah, these are his stats right here, and these are what his stats are going to be throughout the video, because we do have him rainbowed. And I mean, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. So with all that said, let's go ahead and cut to the Legendary Vegeta event. So we are here in the Legendary Vegeta event, and we did get him the first rotation, so we've got 4 out of 7 links active right here, and we do have double support. So right here, I mean, we've got a really good rotation with him. Just keep in mind we don't have Brainiacs active, which is a pretty good defensive link. That is 15% defense. So, I mean, we could be looking a little bit better if we had that, which we will get that active once we run him next to the Int Mai. But anyway, start of turn, we're at 329k defense. So that's pretty good, actually, because that's going to set us to, like, what, almost 500k defense post super attack. So I think it's around like 460 70k defense. So I mean, that's not horrible. I would say for sure there is some value in that, because if you were facing a Future Saga enemy, he would also have that high chance to dodge. And keep in mind, he is also supporting for 30% attack and defense, and we do also have that high chance to stun. So we do got a lot going on for us right here. But I mean, let's see what our attack stat is, because if we can hit a pretty good attack stat alongside with that level of defense, I would be okay with that. So let's see what he's looking like. So 6.58. So not really the craziest attack stat, because you got to keep in mind he doesn't have any built-in crits or additionals or anything like that. So that was just a 6.58 million super attack, which is not really the best. I think now we need, I don't know, at least like 7, 8, 9 million if you don't have any crits or additionals or anything like that. Especially if you're a summonable LR, like this guy, who, I mean, just got he was getting his EZA, right? So I don't really know if I'm that impressed by that. And his defense was good, but it wasn't really anything crazy. But I guess that wasn't the best rotation with him. We didn't have Brainiacs active, and we were missing stuff like Legendary Power, and I think like Courage as well. So we were missing a couple links there, and I mean, you know, we probably could just be looking a little bit better if we had a better rotation overall. So we'll see what he's looking like with the Int Mai. I don't think he has Int Mai right here because we just floated her off. But we are going to have a Legendary Power active right here. So, yeah, we're going to go to 5 out of 7 links now. So, I mean, we should be looking a little bit better offensively. And our defense did drop a little because we lost support. But we are at 300k pretty much on the dot, start of turn defense. So, post super attack, that's going to put us at 450k. I don't know, 450k defense post super attack is not really that good, because not only is that after he super attacks, so you can't run him in slot 1, but I mean, even after he super attacks, is 450k defense really that much? I mean, don't get me wrong, if you have type advantage, that could probably, that's a good amount of defense to be able to tank like double digits from hard-hitting red zone enemies if you have type advantage. But even if you get supered, I do think you'd take a lot of damage, and in pretty much any other stage where you don't have type advantage, you would probably get crushed. So I don't really know how useful that is, but I mean, well, yeah, I don't know, because we are, like, this is a good team for him, right? He's rainbowed, level 10 links. He's got his full passive active because we have him on a full Time Travelers team. And this is how good he's looking. Like, I don't know. Because any stage you take him in, like, you kind of have to have that 140% attack and defense with him so he can really be good. So you really have to, like, cater the team around him and bring a bunch of Time Travelers units. And that could really, really become tedious, because not that Time Travelers is a bad category, but it's not really a good category either. I for sure think that it needs a couple more things to make it really good. So I don't necessarily think that you're going to be like, I don't know, if you're trying to take on Broly, I don't think Time Travelers is the first team you're thinking of. Maybe a couple units here and there that are on Time Travelers, like, you know, this guy right here, the Vegeta and Trunks. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think you're running a full Time Travelers team, which is what you need to get his full passive active. So I think you could run into some issues right there. But, I mean, I guess as long as you're running a full Time Travelers team, he could look pretty solid. I mean, from what we've seen, around 300k defense with that 50% defense on super attack. But, okay, here's the good turn. So we have every link active except for Legendary Power. So, I mean, defensively, Yeah, we jump up to 376k defense start of turn. So post super attack, I think we're going to be at like, what, 550k-ish defense. So, I mean, big jump up in defense right there. I think most of that is, well, I mean, not only do we have more support right here, but we do have Brainiacs active. So 550k-ish defense after we super attack is better. I think that is a pretty good level of defense. I really don't think that's anything too crazy. But, I mean, I don't want the Mai to die in slot 1, so I'm just going to throw him in slot 1. He is going to be missing, I think it was Prepare for Battle, but it's alright. That's just a little bit of stats. So, yeah, I'm not really too impressed by that. I think okay, so the reason I'm not impressed by it is because he gets the 550k defense after he super attacks, so you have to have him in slot 2 or 3. But our attack stat did jump up to 7.8. So, I mean, 7.8 is a little bit more impressive. Almost the 8 million attack stat. And we did crit for over 5 million damage. So, I mean, for sure, that wasn't that bad. But, I don't know. This is like a really good rotation for him. And I don't know. I don't think those are good numbers considering how good the rotation is for him. But, I mean, again, I think, like, if you're taking on a weaker event, if you're taking on normal Super Battle Road, this guy could be great in there. You don't even need to have his dodge up, and he'd still be great. If you're taking on Extreme Super Battle Road, I think he'll be fine. You might want to just be safe and bring him in like Time Traveler's Extreme Super Battle Road or something like that. So you get his full passive active, and then you can have that dodge, which is, I mean, okay, like, if he was at 550k defense post super attack, but he also had the 50% chance to dodge, I'm perfectly okay with that. So basically, like, if the dodge was just built into his kit to where there was no restrictions behind it, then I feel like this guy could have been a really, really good unit. Like, a lot better than he is, right? Because that 50% chance to dodge, I mean, dodge is a pretty good, like, thing to have, right? It's basically a chance to take no damage whatsoever. Or not basically, it is. So, I mean, having that not only in your kit, but it's a 50% chance. Like, 50% chance is pretty reliable, so I don't know. I mean, it's good. But the fact that it's restricted to Future Saga doesn't really make it good. I'll say that. So, yeah, but start of turn, we're at 367k defense. So, once again, we're basically going to be around 550k defense. We're going to be a little bit below that, though, because we're a little bit lower start of turn defense. But, yeah, I'm not too impressed. I think, I don't know. I think that this guy really just needed that 50% chance to dodge just all the time. Because don't get me wrong, like 550k defense is good, but keep in mind if you don't have this guy rainbowed, he's not gonna be looking as good as this. If you don't have him link level 10, he's not gonna be looking as good as this. And I mean, if you don't have him on a full Time Travelers team, he's for sure not gonna be looking this good because that's a lot of stats, right? 140% attack and defense is a big deal. So 7.9 right there, okay. Yeah, but I mean, I guess that really is not bad. But, like, that's not impressive either. And I really feel like if this guy was impressive, it would have really helped out Time Travelers because, I mean, kind of the issue with this unit is that he's meant to be ran on a Time Travelers team, but that's not really a great team right now. So, I don't know. Maybe if this guy was, like, really crazy, it would help out the team a lot for sure. And, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It would just help out the team a lot. So, yeah, overall, I'm not too impressed, but you got to keep in mind, we also are not on a 200% leader skill right now, but he is going to get one very soon on JP with the new, it's like a Super Saiyan Goku from the Hijack movie. It's like a Gohan, a Vegeta, Piccolo with Trunks and all that, but they are leading Battle of Wits for a full 200% because they're a Carnival LR, so they're just that, they basically have the leader skill where it's just one category of full 200%. So these guys are on Battle of Wits, so they would be getting that 200% leader skill from them. So do keep that in mind that they are going to release soon, and they're going to have that. So, okay, we did die right there. I just wasn't paying attention, but we'll cut to when we have a good rotation with them and we can nuke with them. Alright guys, so we are back in the Legendary Vegeta event, and we've got a pretty solid rotation right here. We are going to have 5 out of 7 links active, and we are also going to pop the Vegeta and Trunks' active skill. And this is going to increase our defense by 20% because they do give all allies 20% defense on their active skill. So this is actually going to put our defense at a pretty, it's going to spike it up a bit. So yeah, 394k defense, so almost 400k. So after we super attack, we're going to be almost at 600k defense. We're going to be like just barely below 600k. So basically 600k defense. And I mean, that's pretty good. I gotta say that is really good, because if we get the additional, we are going to be looking at like 800k defense, which I mean, now we start getting into the crazy numbers, because 800k defense is like, even though that's post super attack, that is still really good. So, all right, we got pretty lucky with key spheres right there. I think we got like 16. So, I mean, let's see what we're looking like right here. This doesn't really contribute to the unit's performance. This is just to see how high of an attacks that he can get. But, all right, we're looking at a 14.1 million attack stat. So, I mean, that is pretty crazy, but again, we used items, so it doesn't really count towards his performance. But we did get the crit for 10 million. Okay, so basically 11 million, actually. So, a lot of damage right there for sure. But let's go ahead and cut to the red zone test. Alright guys, so we are here in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage, and we've got a pretty good rotation right here. We have him linked with the Int Mai, who, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple times to get a rotation like this. She's not really that good defensively, so she died quite a couple times, but with a little bit of luck, we did manage to get a pretty good rotation like this one here. And this is pretty cool because we're going to be able to see how much damage he's taking before and after super, because he does get that 50% defense on super attack effect, which is a very big deal. So, I mean, yeah, we get to see the before and after, and yeah, this is our defense start of turn. We're going to be at 328k, so, I mean, I think we should be able to tank double digits, at least after we super, but we'll see, right? I don't want to pop the Vegeta and Trunks' active skill because I want to see how much they're tanking just from their raw defense alone. I don't want any like artificial buffs or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's see. So, we cannot get full 24 key, but we can get 23 key. So, the next best thing. And yeah, I mean, let's just see. So, as long as we don't get supered right here, we should be good. So, we are taking 34k per normal. That's not that bad. I think that's easily double digits, right? After we get this, then, I mean, yeah, if we were taking 30k before super attack, we're easily taking double digits right here. So yeah, double digits. I gotta say, that's pretty useful. Taking double digits in here, I think does go to show that as long as you have type advantage, you should be fine. Sorry, that threw me off right there. I think we are dead right here because these guys don't have their guard active because they're in slot 3. So, well, I don't know. We're getting a bunch of supers. But anyway, yeah, the Trunks and the Mai, they put up pretty good defensive stats right there. I would say taking double digits from this guy is that's something to flex. And the fact that he had type advantage too does make him more useful in this stage, in any physical stage. But do keep in mind, I had to bring a full Time Travelers team, and this guy does have his ideal linking partner in the Int Mai. So, I mean, good luck running a team like this in that stage of Red Zone. You for sure, I mean, well, actually, you probably won't be able to do it. There are a couple good units on here, but like Int Mai, she's probably the best linking partner for those guys, and she, as we saw, took over 500k per normal. So, yeah, but that has been the video. Let me know what you guys think of the Trunks and Mai in the comments. Personally, I think they're very good, but you have to be very specific with where you bring them, because I don't really know if they could look crazy defensively, and like, I don't know, if you take them in Cell Max, you probably won't live. So you need to make sure you pick and choose where you take them. And yeah, I mean, other than that, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you think I've been too harsh on them or too easy on them, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.